Satnam besties. It's me, ZenJennB, the Reiki bestie. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday. And I'm just really excited for today's um weekly tarot reading. I hope that everyone's weekend was pretty good. I know last week, not just from experience, but just in general, like it was a pretty intense week. Did have a lot of people reaching out to me asking, like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, I feel crazy. The energy's crazy. People around me are acting crazy. Like, what's up? Um, and then just like a reminder, you guys, we're literally like in the middle of eclipse season. Remembering that eclipses come in pairs. So we just had our lunar eclipse on Thursday night, going into Friday morning. So remembering that those eclipses are like portals, like that kind of sets the tone for the next 6 months, whether it's you releasing, you kind of going into a new whatever it is adventure, depending on where it falls, where it lands in your birth chart, and also like what you've been working towards. Eclipses also are here to just remember, like, hey, it's time to shift out of this consciousness, move into something different. Sometimes these eclipses take something from us, whether it's people, whether it's jobs, opportunities, and just remembering that, hey, like sometimes like life has to take something in order for us to fill in a void, in order for us to pay attention to what it is, um that we're needing to focus on a little bit more. And then I do want to point out that it's 555. So baby, these eclipses are changing. Remembering that the number 5 also comes in with challenges, changes, with the kind of changing of course when it comes to your own faith, or even just in general. Remembering that when life is being difficult, right, when we are kind of finding ourselves in the mix of chaos, that everything is always going to be okay, everything will always work out for you. It has to. I mean, think back at like moments where you were literally sitting there and you were like, how am I going to get through this? Or when is life going to get better? And then now you look back and you're just like, oh my God, like I can't believe that I was able to get out of that relationship, quit that job, change my mindset, graduate from college, high school, whatever it is that you're like, where you're at, and look at how far you have came. And even if that was like a year ago, you don't have the same mindset anymore. You're more aware of you and what it is that you want. But yeah. Anyway, the next eclipse is going to be on the 29th of March, and then that one is going to be a solar eclipse in Aries. So this means that it's going to happen during the daytime. Um, Let me double check to see at what time it falls. So I am located in Phoenix. So for us here in the valley, it will be at 3 o'clock in the morning, almost 4. Ooh, that's spooky. Okay. So yeah, so at almost 4 o'clock in the morning, we will be having a solar eclipse. But just because it's happening early in the morning does not mean that we can't feel the effects of that energy. Eclipse energy, you will feel it, baby. You will feel it 3 days prior, 3 days after. You will feel it throughout the whole 6 months up until Virgo season. So Virgo and Libra season, I believe. I believe there's gonna be one more in Libra, but I don't remember. Um, but we're gonna fill it all the way up to September, and then that's when you really get to look back at, like, hey, like, were you really able to move whatever else was left in this house when it comes to your natal chart? um but yeah, so it's crazy, crazy. Make this energy work for you, not against you. Work with it, move what's going on inside. And something that I've been telling everyone is just sitting down and doing some breath work. Either breath work or just doing a quick guided meditation that really allows you to focus on your body, doing body scans. And what I mean by body scans, like, okay, like bring your awareness to your head, to your eyebrows, to your eyes, to your jaw, your shoulders, like slowly working down the body so that you're able to really tap into you, so that you could also help regulate that nervous system that is going haywire. Because, okay, we have the eclipses, and then we also have Venus going retrograde. We have Mercury in retrograde, and you guys know when Mercury's in retrograde, it means miscommunication, chaos in your mind, chaos with electronics, chaos is with cars, bro, cars. And it's okay. Side note. So as soon as Mercury retrograde was getting ready to start, it wasn't even like 2 days before. Um, I have this group chat with these girls and these practitioners, and we were all talking about like our some of the girls' cars were breaking down, and I was like, bro, like don't forget during this Mercury retrograde to like triple check your car, your vehicles, your oils, making sure that your guys' battery is good, making sure that you guys, you're staying on top of like your car maintenance, those little things, so that it doesn't break down, or something doesn't happen with the vehicles, because it does roll over our smaller vehicles. um and I kid you not, like it was like one girl, and then the next day like another girl, and then the next day I was like, bro, like I had to go buy a new battery for my car. I was like, really? Like really? But yeah, fun side story. But anyway, with this Mercury retrograde, just making sure that you guys are paying close attention to the words that you guys are using with other people, the conversations. Don't sit down and be like, okay, this is exactly what I am going to ¿cómo se dice? Like, don't get fixated on it. I know sometimes people get scared, oh my god, it's Mercury retrograde, but also sometimes it's here to show us, like, hey, reflect back, like what was going on here. And then it's also in Aries, so don't get hot headed. Don't If somebody comes at you sideways, just be like, okay, you know what? I don't need this. I do not need this. Take a break, take a step back, go mind your own business. Try to avoid it, stay home, stay inside if you can. But I'm just saying, because Aries, it's sometimes when you're talking to Aries, is this is a lot of like very Martian energy, where you can kind of get aggressive, you can get worked up, you can get bold, you can say things that you don't mean, and sometimes words hurt and you can't take back what you say. So um just take a couple of moments before you really truly let it go, and you are really like talking about, hey, this ain't working. um but also remembering that with Venus retrograde too, don't do anything drastic to your appearance. I would just wait to get the haircut, wait to dye your hair, unless this is something that's been in the works for a minute. Then you're like, okay, like I've had this appointment set for a long time. But yeah, all right, well, I think that's kind of it. I don't have any classes coming up for this week. My next sound healing event is going to be give me one second, let me pull it up. It is going to be on the 30th. On the 30th, I am going to be doing a Reiki and sound healing over at Casa Medicina in Glendale with the beautiful Sonia, where we're going to be offering sound healing, a little bit of movement, a little bit of breath work, and Reiki. And then on the 31st, if you are here in Phoenix, I am going to be doing a sound bath and meditation at 6 p.m. So the one on the 30th is at 10 a.m. and then 31st at 6 p.m. The 31st is a Monday. So, and then also, I'm going to be doing a collective distance Reiki on the 30th. I'm going to do it on 30th, on Sunday. So that night at 10 p.m., I'm going to be doing a collective distance Reiki at 10, and then that will include a group tarot reading, a guided meditation, as well as what is that thing called? a guided meditation, tarot reading, a Reiki report. Sorry. You guys, my brain is everywhere today. Yes. And then with this collective distance Reiki, we're going to be focusing on our root chakra, which is all about our safety, our security, our sense of, who we are and as a person, and just really grounding our own energy. Just because again, I feel like there's so much going on with everything around the world or astrologically, and sometimes we just need to get that reminder of like, hey, like let's get grounded, let's get present and just really focus. But all right, let's pull some cards. Let's take a moment to take a deep breath, close our eyes, take a deep breath, and exhale. Inhale deeply and exhale. One last time. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Now let's take a moment to call in our angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, those of good character with our most and highest intentions. Is allowing them to help us channel this message clearly and to find the discernment on what is meant for you will find you. And again, just thanking them for setting a circle of protection around us. And go ahead and get started. I feel like this week is going to be a little bit more, not as intense as it was last week. It's just going to be a little bit more like tiring. We're starting the week off with the moon in Libra. With the moon in Libra going into Scorpio. Yeah. Well, the moon will be going into Scorpio tomorrow morning, and then it will be there, and then moves into Sagittarius, and then we will end the weekend off with the moon in Capricorn. So, all right, our cards are speaking. So we have Crown Chakra coming up first, and then with the number 7. So just kind of taking moments to yourself, finding your practice. I feel like finding a practice again to reconnect with yourself is going to be very important. We have temptation. And with this temptation card, it's like you want to look back at the past and you want to be like, oh my God, remember when? But I feel like Spirit is like, no. Remember when we needed to detox from these people? Remember that? Yeah, that's what you need to do. um, all right. Give me a couple more cards, please. Oh, yeah, moving on. Literally, what did I just say? Like, remember, we need to move on. And then with the temptation card, you guys know that I don't do double digits unless it's like master numbers. It's 15. So 15 always breaks down to 6. So that's two sixes reminding us to focus, to analyze, to hold things out and really recreate some sort of stability we within our but also finding your path, like your way out of such either mindset of people, um, using your wisdom, using things that you've learned things that you've gathered, whether this is like, um, I feel like this is more of like your book of life, like your experiences these past 6 months. It's gonna be 6 years, and then victory and success in order for you to allow yourself. And then that's another six, bro. I cannot make this up. All right, let's see. And then give us some tarot cards. Give us three. What do we need to focus on this week? It's too many cards. All right, what do we need to focus on this week, Spirit? Holy shit, dude. Like the cards are like flying all over the place. Okay, what do we need to focus on? We have the Two of Cups. What are we being called to release? What do we need to move on from? I'm telling you guys, like the cards are literally like falling all over the place. We need to release. And then what is the advice that is being given to us? And then at the bottom, we have this Two of Wands. Great. And then, last but not least, self-care cards. I feel like since these couple of days have been a little hard, I wanted to pull the self-care deck. I was looking for it last week, but I couldn't find it. And then all of a sudden it popped up on Saturday when I was trying to get some things ready for today's for the event that I had today. And I found it, I was like, oh. And then right now, before I was like, I'm gonna hop on the live. Um, and I was like, you know what? We need some self-care cards. What kind of self-care can we do this week? I'm gonna pull three of those as well. And then overall, we need to make sure that we are staying hydrated, flowing, really enjoying these last couple of days of Pisces season. So, okay. All right. So for our tarot cards, what we need to focus on is this Two of Cups. We have the Strength in the reverse, and then we also have this King of Pentacle in the reverse as well. So for our self-care cards, we have sex, family, and then abundance planning. And I really love how like the way these cards came out, because at the beginning of our week, like what it is that we have to focus on, and it's like our companionships as well. Like, where do these Two of Cups come from? Like, where are you feeling in your cup? Um, and with the Crown Chakra and the Temptation card being here, I also feel like that is reminding us to find discernment on things that we truly need to let go of. You know how I was mentioning about Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograding. Sometimes people from our past come up in order for us to like to see if we are truly ready to let go, or if we're here to really allow ourselves to fall back into um what do you say, to fall into like these loop cycles with these people. I also feel that with this temptation card, it's even like, have you been paying attention to the prayers that you've been saying, the faith and the hope that you've been putting into X, the X being this Two of Cups. This is partnerships. This is you relating to other people as well. And then with the sex card also coming down here too, all I'm gonna say is we have the Crown, we have temptation, we have sex, and we have the Two of Cups. Being very mindful who you spending your spicy time with, And also doing it with intention. I know that sometimes that sounds so funny, but trust me, doing it with intention is a game changer, maybe meditating or even just incorporating that. And if you don't have someone, to have a little spicy time with, that doesn't mean you can't do it yourself. But I mean, that's a whole different vibe. That's a whole different life. Um, but also with this, it's what's all it's creating, things that make you feel passionate about stuff. So what we're being called to focus on this week is just like noticing where we're pouring more, where we're not getting fulfilled in our relationships. And again, paying attention to what are the temptations that are coming up, whether it's temptations to get into arguments, temptations to be like, "Oh my god, well, this person hit me up once again and I was supposed to like we broke up like 2 years ago and it was not a good relationship. Even though the chemistry was there, it just wasn't good. Sometimes we got to move on." And that's exactly the advice that's kind of like being given to us, right? Where we need to take action. What is it that we need to do? And we just kind of have to find that willpower to truly let go of the things that are holding us back, to for us to be able to reflect and revise the things that we've been through, analyze our mentality, the way that we are inviting people in, and also making sure that you do seek that comfort from your family. And with this family card, I'm not just seeing it as like, okay, like you just have to go sit with your mom, with your grandma. Like, of course, you can if they're here, but I also feel like this is honoring your ancestors. This is honoring the people who have came before you. And this could be like lighting up a candle in front of your altar of the loved ones who have passed, because just because they're not here in the physical realm does not mean that they're not here in the spiritual realm, that they're not here keeping an eye over you, making sure that they're slowly guiding you in ways that you can even imagine, whether that is through synchronicities, through stories, through songs that just randomly play. And when you wake up and you're listening to the song, you're like, oh shit, like my great grandma used to sing this all the time. Paying attention to little things like that, but also asking for that support and that help. So, and also remembering that family doesn't have to be blood. This can be the chosen family that you also have. And then for our advice this week, we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Wisdom, and we also have the Success card. King of Pentacles in the reverse. And then we have Abundance Planning. So with these cards, I feel like these are pretty good cards that we're kind of being given for our advice for this week. With this Wisdom card, I just can't help but again like noticing the books, like noticing how I was telling you guys that paying attention to like what you've learned over these past couple of 6 months, or even just like writing things down, what you have learned once you kind of go over things that you've already been analyzing, whether that's financially planning, or even just figuring out like some type of plan that you want, your vision board, going back to the board when it comes to business, when it comes to cutting down expenses, or you just wanting to change how it is that you want to give and receive. Everything is an energy exchange. You go to the grocery store, you get some eggs, you give them money, right? That is an exchange of energy. So taking a moment to plan that out, but also remembering that like what has worked out for you in the past, and how can you implement it, or how can you like tweak it a little bit so that it works better this time. And then with this King of Pentacles, it's kind of allowing yourself to let go of the foundation of the stubbornness, of the sense of security and safety that you've always known, tying it back to family. Like, if you come from a very traditional family, now it's time to kind of change those things up. Take a moment and be like, okay, what do you feel like needs a little bit of tweaking? Like, how can you create, or how can you change up this tradition so that you can show your own family, or have it be differently implemented in your own life? And just to finish off the weekend, we have this victory and success. So just kind of taking it day by day. I would recommend this week, to take some time if you want to have a little bit spicy time, or even just feel yourself, your sense of sensuality, um and really bringing that to life. Like, what does that look like for you? Whether you're female or a male, hey, it goes both ways. One of the things too, though, that I feel like is coming up, it's if you feel like you're acting out of frustration, like just allowing yourself to fully let go of the expectations that you have, not just for yourself, but like for other people. Like, if you feel that this week you're just overly stimulated, your mind is just like yapping and yapping, 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 like allowing yourself to take a moment and be like, okay, like my nervous system is out of control, taking a couple moments to regulate that. Whether it's working out, whether it's going for a walk, going for a hike, try to do things that are going to keep you a little bit more grounded, a little bit more sane. I will also link down below, I created a guided meditation. So if you guys want to check that out, it doesn't have like any other sound, like it's just literally like a quick little like body scan, 7 chakras, kind of realigning yourself really quick. If you guys want to check that out, go ahead and click on the link down below. Um, but yeah, I hope this message resonates with you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Make sure you guys drink lots of water, pay attention to what comes up for you guys this week. And I want to say thank you so much for subscribing. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your besties, and also turning on the notification button so that you can get these notifications whenever we go live. We go live just about every Sunday, sometimes on Monday. It depends what my Sundays look like. Um but yeah, guys, keep an eye out also, because I will be making more videos. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see too, so that I can start getting those in the work, pushing them out. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.